Dear Dazzling ladies, on this channel, Bedazzle My Life, I talk about femininity, beauty, and lifestyle. This channel is for those feminine ladies interested in leveling up their life, or should I say, bedazzling their life, to create the luxury life of your dreams. In today's video, I will help you ladies who are on a journey or would like to practice hypergamy in dating. If interested, stay tuned to the video. In this video, I will be discussing 5 things that will greatly decrease your chances of succeeding in female hypergamy and acquiring a hypergamous partner for dating. What is hypergamy, you say? Webster Dictionary states that hypergamy is the action of marrying a person of superior caste or class. These are some mistakes that I made when I was younger, and if you want to avoid these mistakes, then go ahead and keep listening to the video. Number 1, do not get tattoos. Ladies, do not get me wrong, I adore tattoos, especially the ones that make sense. Like I like Rihanna tattoos. I adore pinup girl tattoos because they are cute and edgy and an expression of your individual personality, or sometimes an act of rebellion. But when we are younger, we don't really think or care about how the decisions we make, like getting all these tattoos, will affect our future when we are ready to settle down. Random tattoos, names, and tattoos on places that can be seen with your clothes on are not feminine or classy. If you want to date and acquire a hypergamous mate, then I would recommend no tattoos. It opens up more options for you with all races of men. Some men like them and some men don't, but you're safer not having any. Ladies, I work at a very affluent dermatology practice, and I see women of all social and economical backgrounds with these crazy tattoos that they got in their teenage years or 20s, and they're trying to get them removed. Number 1, getting them removed is way more painful than actually getting them. Number 2, it's very expensive and time consuming, and you're left with the outline of the tattoo. And Lord forbid you have a tattoo with color in it. It takes longer for a laser to break down the pigment in the color. So therefore you need more treatments to remove the tattoo, and more treatments cost more money. A gentleman with money and status wants a classy woman he can take to events and job parties or functions. So he wants someone presentable that won't embarrass him or make him look bad in front of his peers. A woman with tattoos all over the place and out on display, it doesn't reflect well on him. I would say avoid tattoos. But if you don't want to follow that advice, then get small dainty tattoos that are well hidden in places on your body that can only be seen in intimate situations. I have 4. I got them when I was younger and wasn't thinking about the future or getting older, or even my dating prospects. This never crossed my mind that it would matter, because at that time I was solely focused on dating low class, dusty black men. Black men was the only men I would date at that time. And I would date the ones that had nothing going for themselves. Now that I date up and I date all races of men, I feel very different about my past decisions. And now that I've been in the circles of high value men and high status men at work and in dating, I understand what they like and don't. I've already started removing one tattoo on my leg, and boy, was that painful. Right now, I just cover them up with makeup. Thank goodness it's all black, because they are easier to remove. I definitely try to advise my daughter against getting tattoos as well, but she, like so many others, and myself at that time, will do it because she can and because she just wants to. Not taking into account, you're reducing your chances if you want to date for hypergamy. And the way her life is set up, due to me giving her the finer things, she definitely needs a hypergamous partner, period. Number 2, do not neglect your health. Dazzling ladies, this is so important. Growing up, I had a hands-off type mom. She didn't teach me how to be feminine or how to date a man with means. But I always looked up to feminine women and tried to imitate them. I would say my family was a lower middle class family. They did not take me to the doctor unless I broke something or was on my deathbed. So no dermatologist. I didn't even know there was a thing called a dermatologist until I entered the medical field. No dentist either. These were specialists, and specialists were a luxury, extra expenses that we just could not afford. So my teeth suffered because of this. It wasn't until I got out of college, started working, and got my own health insurance that I started going to the dentist. I was so behind. I had cavities on top of cavities, honey. I needed root canals, extractions, etc. So ladies, if your family can't afford these things, or you can't afford these things, go to the health department or take a job with health and dental benefits and use them, so you won't have to put your health at risk. Not taking care of your teeth and mouth can lead to cardiac issues. Get yearly physicals, visit your gyno, get pap smears, examine your breast for lumps. No family history of diseases so you can get screened for those things. Get a good dermatologist. Let them take care of your hair, skin, and nail issues. Stop experimenting with over-the-counter products and these home remedies. I definitely think when you're choosing doctors, your doctors should be your race, point blank, period. Being in the medical field, I strongly recommend you choose a doctor who looks like you. They will take your issues more seriously, possibly treat you better, and take your complaints, especially pain and issues, more seriously than somebody who doesn't look like you. That's just a piece of advice. Also, take care of your mental health. If you need to talk to someone or see someone about your mental health, do not feel ashamed about doing so. Staying healthy is of the utmost importance. When you are healthy and feel good, you look good. No shortcuts on this one. If you don't have insurance, go to your local health clinic, go to Planned Parenthood, or go to Grady. They have systems in place for people who can't afford health insurance. Number 3, surround yourself with like-minded people you aspire to be like. Ladies, it is so important you surround yourself with men and women who share your goals in life. If you hang around simple-minded people, they can stunt your growth or even hate on your growth. Let me give you an example of this. As a teen, I was always independent. The lack of relationship with my mother forced me to acquire things on my own if I wanted something. So at 15, I was the first one out of my 4 girlfriends to get my learner's permit. And at 16, I went on and got my license. I didn't have a car, but I drove my big brother's car. And I drove all my friends around. Do you know they did not end up getting their license well into their 20s and 30s? Can you imagine? I got my first job at 15. I realized early on money and work were very important to my overall happiness. I kept my hair and nails done. My friends were always broke. If I wanted to go somewhere with them, I would have to foot the bill for them. I got my first car at 19. I drove all of them around. And at 18, I went on to community college, and they chose to do nothing. So they didn't motivate me to go to class or finish school or get my degree. Instead, they persuaded me to skip class, hang out with them, and drive them around. If I had had friends with a different mindset, we would have been at a university and on a path to success and opening up our opportunities to meet people from all economical statuses and races. But instead, I found myself adopting my dusty friends' habits. I started using bad grammar like them, cursing, focusing on fun instead of my future. But because I knew I like money and I like looking a certain type of way, I always kept a job. So I had money. I eventually dropped the ball on my educational goals and had a child at a very young age and had to stop and focus on that. Eventually, I returned back to school later in life because I didn't complete this goal when I was younger. Ladies, save yourself from wasting time and get it done as soon as you can. Focus. Keep your mind on the goal and complete it. All the fun will come later, believe me. Surround yourself with like-minded people. It will make it harder for you to be influenced by the ones who want nothing out of life. And if you attend a larger university, this puts you around men from all economical backgrounds and gives you the advantage of meeting hypergamous men. Number 4, do not, I repeat, do not give your time, body, or womb to dusty men who are not leaders, protectors, and providers, period. Ladies, from 19 to 28, you are at the epitome of youth. You most likely love your body, can still wear crop tops. Men are coming out of the woodworks to pursue you and be with you. But do not just accept any man that comes to you. All men are not worthy of you. And do not give your body or womb to anyone. Your womb is only for your husband, if you want a husband or if you want to have kids. Some women don't, and that's totally fine. It's your choice. Your body is your sacred temple. It only is to be given to a leader, a protector, and a provider that understands and shows you he knows your worth. Ladies, you teach men how to treat you. So you have to set the standards from day one. It does not matter what a man wants or if he's going to get mad if he doesn't agree with your standards. Stop being afraid to offend men. They are not afraid to offend you. They are not afraid to ask you right up for your most precious and valuable gift. So don't be afraid to let them know your requirements of them up front and be straightforward. If they leave you, then good. You saved yourself some time from dealing with the dusty. If you date, or if you want to date for hypergamy, then know what that looks like for you and a man, and don't veer from that decision or that type of man. People, men, but most of all women, will try to shame you. But ignore them, move in silence, and secure the man you seek. I tell my daughter all the time, even at her age, have more expectations. Date older men. For her, she's 19, so I advise that she doesn't go any more than 5 years older. And I call her out when she wants to feel sorry for them and date down. No, ma'am, that's unacceptable. Know your worth. Be an advocate for yourself. And communicate up front your standards to a man. And don't be afraid to cut him from the dating card if he refuses to be the man you require him to be for you. All this time, date multiple men. But continuing leveling up yourself. By no means should you ever sleep with a man if he hasn't proven time and time again that he is this man that you seek. Being consistent in his actions and showing you that he is a leader, a protector, and a provider. I would say don't sleep with men. That's just my opinion. I advise against it because men are chasers. And once they have acquired what they're chasing, what reason do they have to chase you now? Once you sleep with them, they no longer have anything to work for. So I would advise against it, but it's up to you and your discretion if you choose to sleep with a man. That's my advice, and I wish someone would have given me this advice when I was younger. Then I definitely would have a totally different life. Ladies, you show a man how to treat you. I do not accept text dates. I do not accept last minute dates. You have to give me 3 to 5 days notice if you want to plan a date with me. You can't just call me up and say, oh, you want to go hang out today? No. I let men know my standards, and if he falls in line, good. Or if he don't, move on. Ladies, a man cannot move forward with you unless you give him the green light. Stop letting these dusties get green lights from you just because you want the title of girlfriend or you don't want to be alone. And definitely, if you want kids, do not give your womb like I did to just any random person. I had to learn that the hard way. So if I can spare someone by listening to my story and keep them from suffering, then I have fulfilled my purpose in life. Number 5, last but not least, do not be afraid to take etiquette courses or attend finishing school. Ladies, this is very important. If you don't know about etiquette courses or finishing school and you're wondering what do they teach, let me give you a little insight on it. They teach us and our daughters a refined way of conducting ourselves. Depending on the duration and intensity of these courses, girls are taught how to sit, stand, and walk, how to speak, the art of conversation. Also, the proper way to set a table. In some prestigious finishing schools, they learn French. In turn, how to host a luncheon, a tea, a coffee dinner, and charity balls. They also learn how to dance, dress, and conduct themselves. So this is what they used to teach the younger girls when the affluential families used to send their girls and their sons to finishing school. But it doesn't matter your age. You can constantly learn. You can constantly level up. If you don't know these things, they do have these courses for adults or older teens. The benefits of etiquette and finishing school. They turn young women into confident ladies. They prepare these ladies of the latter part of their lives for being good wives and mothers if that's your goal in life. Especially, ladies, if you end up marrying high-profile or influential men. These men will require their wives to carry themselves elegantly, learn how to hold themselves well, manage the social part of his lives, which is part of their vivid business or influential lives. In some schools, they learn about nutrition, how to cook, how to keep a budget, how to manage a household. And in this day and age where mothers are used to keeping a full-time job, despite having children, these children do not witness mothers cooking, doing homework, and managing a household. It helps a young girl to grow with her self-esteem all the way until she becomes a woman of marriageable age. She's facing the road ahead with self-assurance. So, these things teach you how to move in these high society circles. It teaches you qualities and how to act and behave. And if you do not know these things, it doesn't matter your age. You can always level up and learn and continue to learn, so you won't feel out of place, or you won't do things wrong in these type of settings. You'll be well versed on how to move in these circles. And I never want to look silly, so I'm always constantly learning, so I won't be the odd man out when I'm somewhere and I don't know the proper etiquette for the situation. It's tons of girls or women on YouTube that offer etiquette courses, and they have online finishing school. And in Atlanta, they actually have some finishing schools here, but they're closed now due to the COVID. But I'm definitely looking into going to finishing school. I've already taken tons of etiquette courses, and I've also sent my daughter to etiquette classes. You know, it teaches and instills values into them, especially in this day and age. The cell phone and all of this, it teaches you cell phone etiquette. It teaches you how to set a table, manners, and just the art of being feminine and the art of being a classy lady. So who would not want to learn these things, especially if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle? So I suggest that you definitely think about that and put some time and energy into learning or taking etiquette courses or attending a finishing school. So in conclusion, we covered the 5 things to avoid if you want to practice female hypergamy in dating. I hope this video was very helpful and you took something from it, and you consider avoiding some of these things if possible. Comment below and let me know which of the 5 things you resonated with the most. And thank you so much for listening. Please join the family, subscribe, like the video, comment below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.